Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. I'm excited to share with you today this delicious recipe for a shortcake. Now this shortcake is your base to whatever recipe you want to make. And what I mean by that is, if you want a strawberry shortcake, you got your shortcake. If you want a cherry shortcake, you got your shortcake. So I'll explain that more as we go. I'm excited to share this delicious recipe with you. So if this interests you, stick around and let's get started.
Always an open door. Bonita's kitchen to yours. Bonita's kitchen. To yours.
So I'm going to be using my trusty little helper here today.
Me?
Yeah, we're going to be using you as well, Raymond. But right now we're going to be using our mixer, but you can also mix this up with an handheld mixer or a wooden spoon. So this is a package of cream cheese, 250 grams, and I got a half a cup of butter, but you can also use margarine, and this is the cold butter, and toss that into the bowl. And we're going to start creaming it around, and then I'm going to toss in there a half a cup of confectionery sugar. That's a dried powder sugar. Okay, my mixer is funny. The little handle there don't go all the ways to the bottom of the mixer, so I got to sort of scoop that away from the sides. Now it do help me mixing, but that is my only concern there. So take everything down from the sides if you got one of those, and toss in there half a cup of confectionery sugar, or you could use a sugar of choice. And now what I'm going to do is turn it on again. Okay, so just give that a nice mixing, and I'm going to put in there a teaspoonful of vanilla extract. You could use vanilla bean, or you could use your favorite flavor of extract. So I'm going to mix that around now, and I'll tell you what to do next. Okay, so that's all we need to do there. So now what we're going to do next is crack 2 large eggs and pop them into there. Not necessarily one at a time. You could pop the 2 of them in together, or you can, if you want to mix it a little bit first, one at a time, that's fine too. Now this is a tasty shortcake. Is one that you could make for quickly make for any occasion, and add whatever topping you want. And if you didn't want to make anything, or open up a can of cherry, what would you call it? Cherry filling. Or if you wanted to make a pumpkin shortcake. I mean, so many things. I mean, it's optional for you. Or you can just cut it, put some whipped cream and fresh berries over the top. Now I'm going to toss this in to my mixer. So now I'm just going to toss those eggs on in there to this creamed butter, sugar, and our cream cheese. Okay, so that's all you need to do there. So now what we're going to do is sift in our dry ingredients, which is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We got 1 teaspoonful of baking soda, 1 teaspoonful of baking powder, and a half a teaspoonful of sea salt. But if you're using salted butter, you could leave that out, but I still like to add that in there because it gives it a good consistency. I'm going to sift this now into this bowl, but I got to take it out to sift it, so we'll do that. So we're going to do this in 2 stages. We're going to alternate the sifting with half a cup of sour cream. So it'll be sort of like 1 lot sifted, and then I'm going to add half of the sour cream, and there's a half a cup of sour cream there. And this here is also optional. If you wanted to use a low-fat yogurt, you could do that as well. Or if you want to substitute it and use a cream or water, that's up to you. I'm just saying that the sour cream is really nice with this recipe. I'm going to put this back on my mixer. So I'm going to put my mixer down and we'll mix this again. Don't over mix this stage. Only cream it well at the beginning with your butter, cream cheese, and then when it gets to the flour, don't over mix it. Just kind of fold it through because you don't want for it to be dense. I'm going to turn on my mixer. Okay, so just enough time to fold everything in through. The important stage at the beginning is when you cream it together. Cream that butter and your cream cheese so it's got that nice consistency. But then after that, it's all folding it in and doing it that way. So now I got to put in this last amount. I just can't reach it there in this. And I'm going to sift it in. And I'll show you this. So we'll toss in there the remainder of the dry ingredients. So I'm going to sift all of that down on top of the first portion and scoop in there the remainder of our sour cream. Sour cream is a half a cup. Again, if you need to use a little more, you can do so. So put my mixer back together. Lower it down and then turn it on just to fold it through till it's nice. That's all we need to do there. Let's just get it folded in nice. And you can see this nice texture there. It's not stringy. It just got a nice soft texture. So now we're going to prepare our pan. So this is the batter, so nice. I'm using a spring release pan here today, but you don't necessarily have to use that. You could have whatever pan you got available. If it's a cake pan that you make a birthday cake in, use that one. If you want to use your bundt pan or another pan, that's fine. I just like to use this one. So what I'm going to do, I like to line it as well with a piece of parchment paper, and this helps as well if the pan decides that I'm going to leak. So I'm going to use this one, make sure the bottom is in, oil it around and put the parchment paper in. Now let's scoop it into the pan.
And there's not going to be any leaking.
No leaking, no. We don't want no leaking going into that oven, Raymond, because we will be starting a fire here today and we don't need that.
No.
No. So that's all we need to do there. As you can see, this is a scooping batter. This is not one that you're going to pour out. And that's fine because the texture in this is so nice. And when you when it bakes, you'll see that it's nice and I'm going to say fluffy, but it's not fluffy. The texture is nice, very nice texture. It's not the same as you would be making a cheesecake, even though this cheesecake is cream cheese in there. And as we get closer, I'll show you that, of course. I'm going to take every little taste, Raymond. You're not cleaning out this bowl, okay? This is off limits to you, but you could have a nice scoop of this now when we bake it and take it out. So now I'm just going to spread it to the sides. It will fall to the sides as well when it starts to bake, but I just wanted to spread it out enough that it flatten a little bit.
It's almost like a doughy type thing.
It is, yeah. It's got a real nice texture, but it's a soft texture. It's not stringy. It's not, you know, and it's not runny. It don't run out. It just flattens out like this, almost like if you were making tea buns or something.
Yeah, it's more or less. I'm not going to run and I'm not going to leak.
I'm not going to run and I'm not going to leak. No, that's all you need to do there. Just enough so it's flattened a small amount. And now I'm going to tell you how long to bake it for. So now we're going to preheat our oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Put this cake in the center rack for about 60 minutes or until toothpick clean, which shouldn't be much more than 60 minutes. Then when it's cooked, when it's baked, take it out, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. But we're going to let it rest then for about 5 minutes. Not something we like doing, but we'll show you our cake when it comes out of the oven. Our shortcake is baked. Let me show you what it looks like. It smells amazing in here. Oh my gosh, this shortcake smells delicious. Now I'm going to take it out onto my platter, and I'm going to pop it out of this pan. I let it rest for about 5 minutes, and now let's show you what it looks like. I'm just going to pop it out of this pan. Like I said, it's been resting for a little while here now. So this is the cake all around. It's just your basic cake. And of course, I'm calling it today our shortcake. I'm going to cut off a piece, and then I'm just trying to take the bottom part out there. Then top it with a few toppings. I'll show you that. So again, this is our basic shortcake. You can do right now whatever topping you like. You can top it with, fully top it with something, or just cut the pieces. Right now, we got our fresh strawberries there that we've picked over the last few days, and some whipped cream. This here is rhubarb and strawberry jam, pretty much, but I made it a little chunky because I wanted to have that look. And this is a few of our rhubarbs that we still, we're still getting from the garden, and as well, you know, you can cut them a couple of times through the year. The strawberries is getting less, but right now we got a few small ones. So what I'm going to do is cut into this beautiful cake and show you what it looks like inside.
Oh, look at the steam coming out.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's still hot. Like you said, you can let it cool down, or you can just serve it like this warm, topped with your favorite topping. So I'm going to show you a couple of things now I'm going to do with this, and I know Raymond is just waiting.
Why would you think that?
So pretty much all I'm going to do here now, if this was me serving you this delicious cake today, I will top it with this rhubarb and strawberry jam. And right now it's just, I call it my filling, because it's just chunky and nice. A few of these delicious strawberries and topped with some whipped cream. Now this is what I call a rhubarb and strawberry shortcake, but it could be whatever you want. Blueberries, raspberries, just rhubarb, it doesn't matter. But this is it. Hey, Ray?
Choice is yours.
Choice is yours. You got your shortcake. Now you can top it with,
jazz it up any way you like.
with what you like, yeah. Now I'm going to have a taste. And you can also give it another little hint of that sweetness and toss a little bit of the confectioner's sugar over the top. And you can also do it over your cake if you just wanted to have that little sprinkle over there. Now I am going to have some of this cake, a bit of that filling.
Two thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Drop the fork. Delicious. I just want to dig into this because strawberries is one of my favorite. Well, one of my favorite. Blueberries, everything is my favorite, as long as it's food. This is delicious. I can't wait for you to make it. I can't wait for you to have your family over, some friends, cup of tea, and make one of those shortcakes and have a display of blueberry sauce, strawberry sauce, or whatever you want. But don't forget, leave us a message and tell us what you think.
It's more or less the cake with many options.
So delicious. It is. And you know Raymond is very patient, so he's waiting over there. He's eyeing this cake down, and I'm hoping he's going to be able to share.
Don't be telling secrets.
He's going to share. He will share because he knows that, and that's a little bit too much right now. If you want this recipe, we're going to share it with you under this link. It ought to say more or an arrow pointing down. If you can't find it there, send us a message at bonitakitchen@gmail.com. visit us on our Facebook page or our website, www.bonitaskitchen.com.
And if you haven't already subscribed to Bonita, that would be nice to check into, wouldn't it?
It would, because if you subscribe, you will get a notification each time we post a new video. So we're not going to take any more of your time with Noah's Precious. I hope you enjoyed this episode of our shortcake recipe. And again, you jazz it up, as Raymond said, the way you like to make it. And leave us a message, because we definitely want to know what you think of it. So on behalf of myself, Raymond, and our team, and from our kitchen to yours, thank you for joining us. And
You have a wonderful
So this is my
day.
second batch of my rhubarb. I was saying that I can't get them to grow, but now I got a nice batch of compost there that I've, and the leaves, look, it's beautiful, that I got it in, and I'm thinking that they love it. And I just pull it out of the root like this, and I'm going to clean them up now and keep them for another recipe. Well, I'm having fun here today because these are the strawberries my brother-in-law gave us today. He gave us a gallon of strawberries, so I'm cleaning them. I got a nice patch of them right here, and of course half of those I've picked in our garden, and those were strawberry plants that he gave us a couple of years ago. But this big gallon of fresh strawberries I got today, and so I'm just peeling them, taking the stems off, and putting it.
Excuse me, I'm having fun just sitting back here with the camera, watching you do that. But I promise I will help out.
I'm using just ordinary bakes today, as you can see, taking the air out with a straw. And so pretty much I'm just putting it in the corner of a sandwich bake, bringing it up.
Vacuum seal.
And vacuum seal it.
2
And
thumbs up.
that's it. So you can do that. That's the easy way. And we're going to make a nice dessert out of this. And we're going to be eating strawberries. And I'm going to freeze these for, I always say a rainy day, but normally it's a winter day when I don't have fresh strawberries. So treat all around.
Join us by the sea. A journey in culinary. Always an open door. Bonita's kitchen to yours. Bonita's kitchen. To yours.
If you're visiting Newfoundland and Labrador, don't forget to include the beautiful town of Portagrave in your travels, and visit us again on Bonita's Kitchen.